Good morning, guys. It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC. I just woke up and instantly I was like, I have to make a video because knives are always on the mind. Like, I literally just rolled out of bed. This is great. So, more info on MagnaCut. We have a lot of new updates. We are moving forward with learning more about it. I'm super excited. So for those of you that don't know, I'll give a quick recap. I was one of the first people to get MagnaCut. My MagnaCut knife from BGM Knives just had trouble holding an edge. I tried different sharpening stones, different methods, different angles, everything, and I just couldn't quite get it to hold an edge. I have been in communication with Larrin, Thomas, and John from BGM Knives basically the whole time since I've had this. Because it is more popular now, and I've been getting a lot of messages about it, I reached out to John again before I made my most recent video and just said, hey, it sounds like some other people are having a little bit of trouble keeping an edge on their knife. I'm going to make a video about it just to start up a discussion and get some more info. And John was like totally cool with it, of course, because I wasn't bashing him. I told him ahead of time. And it was literally just informational. So it started a discussion, which led to me conversing with Alex Steingraber, Brian from Transparent Knives, Dr. Larrin Thomas, and John, and Pete from Cedric and Ada, kind of all together getting different views. With that being said, Larrin put out his video last night about MagnaCut. He is so intelligent. He was able to take probably 3 days worth of reading and condense it into like a 35-minute video that you can understand. Seriously, like it's very scientific, has tons of graphs and pictures, but you can understand it. So John watched it, Brian watched it, we all watched it. It was very informational. And with that video being put out and that information being put out, John told me basically that he's going to try to bump up his heat treat to get these to like 62, 63, as opposed to the 61.5 to 62.5 that he was doing these at. He decided he's going to bump it up a little bit and see what happens. So I told him I want one of those MagnaCut knives from him to try. So he's going to make me a mini spade, one of these, in MagnaCut, full flat ground, so nice and thin. It's going to be at 62 to 63 for a heat, for a heat treat. And I'm going to try that and see what happens. That won't be done for a little while, but it is in the works. I also am getting a blade from Brian at Transparent Knives. That one will come in at like 64, 65. So we'll be able to compare these. And in regard to my knife, my specific knife, I talked with numerous people about it, obviously John, and he thinks it's a dud. There's no other explanation because, a couple people reached out being like, Erica, you wanted a custom knife, and, if you knew anything about knives, you would know that, like, him treating it at 61.5 means that he's aiming for toughness. You can't expect it to be holding an edge forever. And I understand that. But it's not holding an edge at all. That's the trouble, is like I'll sharpen it. It will be very sharp, and then I will cut like 3 cardboard boxes, and like it has no edge, and it's like bending the boxes in. So like I understand that he did it for toughness, and he did very well with that. I've mentioned that so many times that this knife, the impact resistance is astounding. I have a testing video on it with me batoning it, but I need some type of edge retention because it's a knife. So we're thinking it's a dud because Outpost76 also got one of the first MagnaCut knives from John, and his edge retention testing, in the same heat treat as mine, it did fairly well. But, me and a few other people just can't get it to hold an edge. One person that I talked to said that they like cut cardboard and the edge rolls, which is really surprising. So, Larrin had no real answer, really. We're all equally as confused. John eventually was just like, I think it's a dud. There's no other explanation. Something happened along the way. We don't know what, but it's a dud. It just isn't, something is off. And it's not anyone's fault. It just happened. So we're going to get a new one from John and test that. We're going to get a blade from Brian and test that, and just keep kind of figuring out what happens with these. I'm really excited. If you're looking for like more scientific controlled testing videos on MagnaCut, I won't be doing that, but Outpost76 is an incredible channel that does that type of testing. Neves Knives also does cool stuff like that. So check out those channels if you're looking for very controlled results. Cedric and Ada as well. Mine is more like just kind of recording my use in real time and like seeing what happens. So the reason I am so hyper focused on this is, number one, I really want to be educated. I really want to know what happened with this. But I want to know because I have so many knives from John. I have every single steel he offers and more. I am obsessed with John's work. Like, I have been buying knives from John for a very long time, and I've never not been on his books. I receive my knife and I put a new one in his books. Like, I am his biggest fan. He knows that. Like, I am obsessed with his knives. Just to show, I have this full custom in 52-100 steel. I have this Quaken in 3V. I have this full flat ground mini Junko in Crewwear, and a mini Kephart in Nitro V, and a mini Spade in 80 CRV2, and a mini full flat ground Bowie in Z-Wear, and a mini Bowie in M4, which is not one of his offerings, but he made this for me because I am so obsessed. So I am like John's biggest fan. His heat treat is incredible. He does the best heat treat that I have ever experienced. He knows what he's doing. So that's why I am keeping up with this whole MagnaCut thing, because he deserves to have the community be behind him in learning. And I respect him enough to just say, hey, out of all the knives I've ever gotten from you, I have so much experience with all of your steels. This MagnaCut one is just off. I can sense it. I can feel it. I am using it, and it's just off. Something is wonky, and I know that because I have every single one of your knives in every single steel that you offer and more. So just a little bit of background on that. You know, I just love John's work. So with that being said, I've been getting a lot of questions about what people like, if they could order one knife from John in one steel from John, what should they get? Because I have everything that he has, and I have a lot of experience with it. And out of all of the steels that he offers that I have used, I have to say his Nitro V is my favorite. So for everyone being like, okay, I just want to get one BGM right now, what should I go with for steel? His Nitro V is very, very impressive. And I know there's a huge following that also is obsessed with his Crewwear, and I love his Crewwear. And, well, I love all of the steels, but, like, his 3V and his Crewwear really shines. But for the average user, the average person looking to get into fixed blades, looking to get into a steel that has very good edge retention, but is also easy to sharpen and won't, like, break and chip on you, I have to say his Nitro V is the most reliable and the most impressive in like a general field of use. So this is a knife, this is a mini Kephart that he made for me in Nitro V. This is a knife that I took out to my garden one day and I was digging holes with. So you can kind of see it's got some like wear. Oh, please focus. It does have some scratches. The camera just never wants to focus on anything. It is a little scratched. It is a little tarnished. And I have really beaten the pulp out of this knife, and I'm not kidding. I came inside and sharpened this on some diamond stones and a strop, and within maybe 7 minutes tops, this knife was back to being a laser beam. Hey! A laser beam. So very easy to bring an edge back on. It only blunted in a few spots from hitting rocks in the garden. It didn't chip, it didn't roll over. It literally just gently flattened out in just a few spots. So I have to say, for ease of use and just like everything in general, try John's Nitro V. I think it'll suit you well. If you are waiting until he experiments with this new heat treat with MagnaCut, like if you're waiting for him to do that before you get one, get some Nitro V to hold you over. I can't recommend it enough. I am obsessed with it. And yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens with the MagnaCut. I'm so excited for that mini spade to come in and to test it, because now that I've talked to numerous people and they just think that the mini javelin is just like a dud, basically, I'm excited to try a new one, because I tried everything with that knife and something was just off with it. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you today. Go check out John at BGM Knives. I will never stop advocating for his work. Go check out Larrin's latest video on MagnaCut, super educational. Go check out Outpost76. He's got a lot of really good testing videos. Go use your shit. Wait, and I will see you on the next video. Love you guys.